When I found out I was pregnant, it just turned my world upside down, thinking about raising him at the time. But I knew, more so from the beginning, I just couldn't do it. I was afraid of what people might think, what people would say, especially my family. But there was a little bit of excitement in there. Time continued. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I don't even have a place to live right now. And so then adoption was my next option in the thought process. I kind of heard about Lutheran Family Services. I remember Wendy. She's spunky, but she was very kind. She would sit down with me and be like, I have some options for you here. And then she would be like, what kind of family are you looking for your baby? I did not feel judged or pressured, which definitely helped with that, with those choice options. I felt that love, and she was just very willing to come alongside me and just take my hand and guide me through that process. I wasn't really following God at the time, but it actually brought me closer to God. She even gave me some scripture at the time. And just was like, see, it's gonna be okay. That's what I loved about Lutheran Family Services, is that they brought God into it, and made me feel like I was actually worth something, important for something. So she would set down different portfolios and let me go through them and let me think on them, so that I had a big part of the choosing option when it came to who he would go to. It came down to 2 portfolios. And I was like, okay, I don't want to just know from somebody telling me. I want them to tell me themselves why they think they would be a good choice for my baby. And so I wrote them a letter asking them why they would want to raise my son as their own. And getting the answers and the responses from those 2 families is what actually made the defining factor for me as to who I was going to choose by the answers they sent back to me. So the assistant was there with me overnight, and then my mom came in the morning. Wendy had come one point, check in on me, see how things were going with baby. So my mom and then my doula were there with me, and they were very supportive of me, helped me get through the labor delivery process. The favorite part, but the most heartbreaking part, was them praying over me, the adoptive parents, and just doing a little sermon while we were in there. And that was right before I had to walk out. And just their prayers and knowing that they're gonna take good care of him was the most, walking away was the most hardest thing I've ever done, but knowing that they were gonna take care of him was the most peaceful I've ever been. Knowing that they were gonna be the ones to raise him, to love him more than I ever could. It just left me feeling like I did the right thing, even though it hurts at the time. If that made sense. Thing about open adoption is knowing that he's okay, knowing that he's thriving, and just being proud of the steps that he's taking. Just hearing what God is doing in his life, it just shows me and helps me feel even more confident in the decision I made those 7 years ago when I was trying to find a family for him. Several years ago, I actually met my husband at church. Wondered why the heck he wasn't married yet when I met him, but obviously it was because he was supposed to marry me. And then actually found out in late April, that we were expecting. And so actually they know that I'm having another baby, and he knows he's having a sibling. She is our first child, but my second. And I always say that to people because I'm just I'm not gonna forget the one I had first, you know. I'm not ashamed of what I did because I'm more confident than ever in my decision. Just seeing how he's growing, seeing how he's loved. So that was my outcome from this whole experience, Beauty from Ashes, because that's what God did in me. God did this for me so that I could grow closer to him. So